Hello, my name is Kaylee Baldwin and I am a member of the Hamilton Township Technology Department. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Google Classroom for families and guardians and how you can help your student to best manage their Google Classroom. So Google Classroom is a place where teachers can post assignments, resources, and links to external sources that they might like to visit. To start, we're going to look at the Google Classroom main page. Here you can see I'm logged in as a student and I have two classes that are in front of me. A way to help manage any types of classes that you might need to join is to go up to this plus and you can click here to join a class. Here you can enter the class code that the teacher will give you. The teacher also has now a direct link that they can send to your student via email if they are in grades 6 through 12, or they might share it with you as the parent to help the student get set up in grades 3 through 5. Now, when you're in your Google Classroom, you want to make sure that you are checking for any types of assignments and submitting them in a timely manner. In order to check what you need to do, there are two areas that are on the main Google Classroom page you can check. This is called the ToDo List and the calendar. You can also access these by clicking the three lines, which are the main menu. There's the calendar and there's the to-do list. So if I go to the to-do list, there are three sections: what's been assigned, anything that is missing, and what is done and complete. So anything that has been assigned will show up here, and if I have already completed it, this will be empty. You can see right here that I have a few assignments that I need to complete, and it will sort it out by the weeks. So you can see if there's something that's due later on, something that's due only next week, or something that is due this week. There is also an area for no due date. Sometimes your child's teacher will not put a due date on an assignment because perhaps it was part of a class activity or it is an independent work for any time that they have free. So there might be a no due date. In order to see these assignments, all you need to do is have your student click the little caret and it will drop down the menu to show you what is still due. You can filter what classes you're looking at from this drop-down menu here. Right now it has all the classes selected because I accessed this from the main Google Classroom page. If I drop this down, I can separate it by only my science or only my example class. If I go over to the missing, it will show me what day on the right-hand side this assignment was supposed to be due so that I can check. Anytime that you have a student who is missing work, they should go and they should check this tab right here. And once again, they can separate it from anything that was very early on in the year, anything that was most recent, so for this last week, and then anything that was this week. And finally, when you go to the done category, it will show any completed work here. This sample student does not have any completed work, so there's nothing to show here. Now, when I'm done with my to-do, I'm going to go ahead back to my three lines with my main menu here, and I can click the calendar. The calendar is a great way to see any upcoming due dates. So as you can see here, I have an assignment that says it's due tomorrow, two assignments that say they are due on Friday. One thing to note about this is that the assignments with a due date will show up here, but any assignments without a due date will not show up here. This does not indicate when the assignment was originally assigned to the student. It only indicates when it is needing to be submitted by. So that is definitely something to keep in mind. Now, when you are in your Google Classroom, you will see that there are these three tabs at the top: the stream, the classwork, and the people. Now, as the student, you can go to the stream or the classwork to find your assignments, depending on how your teacher posts them. Sometimes they will post them so that they show up in the stream. Sometimes they will not, and they will only show up in the classwork. So you want to make sure that you check the classwork tab. You can click here to view your work and see a list, as it says, of your work and its current status. So I'm going to go ahead and view my work. And I can see here all of my activities that are listed with the title of the activity on the left and the status of the activity on the right. And everything that I have listed here has been turned in And if it had a grade that was associated with it, then the grade will show on the right-hand side. This is another place where you can see the assigned, missing, and then if anything was done, it now says that it's been returned to you. This is a great way to go ahead and manage your activities. Now, if you have an assignment that has been submitted and perhaps for this you're a little bit confused about the grade, you can always click on the name of the assignment and view the details. And here's where there are two really important pieces: the class comments and the private comments. Now, class comments are going to be where all of the students in your class and the teacher will be able to see your comment on this assignment. If you have a question that you think would be helpful for the entire class, this is definitely a place to go ahead and post that question. Alternatively, if you have a question maybe about your grade in particular, or you need some clarification if an assignment was returned to you and maybe you need to make some changes, then you can go ahead and post here in the private comments. The private comments are only communication between the student and the teacher. Now, as a family or guardian member, you can subscribe to get summaries from Google Classroom. This will help you to be informed about what assignments your student may be missing or what assignments that they are still working on but have a due date. To get these summaries, all you need to do is ask your student's teacher to add your email to the Google Classroom Guardian. In order to do that, the teacher will then go into this area. You can see I have my list of students, and then they can click the Invite Guardians button here. They will type your email, and at that time, you will receive an email that will give you the ability to accept the invitation as a guardian. This email will look very similar to this, with the teacher's name at the beginning and indicating that they have invited you as a guardian in Google Classroom. You can then click accept on the invitation, or you can click that you are not the guardian. Let's click accept. Now it says that you will be able to get the email summaries as a guardian for this student. So here's where you can then decide how frequently you want to get the summaries of your student's work. Here, it has the ability for no summaries, a daily summary, or a weekly summary. The most popular with parents and guardians is the weekly summary, and it will let you know how your child is doing by indicating what assignments they might still have missing or what assignments might still have a due date that are upcoming. As a general reminder, every teacher and every class has the ability to organize their Google Classroom in a different way. So just make sure that you're going to the main areas for finding out what assignments are to do, what assignments on the calendar may have a due date, or what assignments might be missing. And using those different tools as the student and as a guardian who is helping the student should be everything that you need. Thanks for watching this episode of the Facilitator Films with Google Classroom for families and guardians.